Life's a funny thing, isn't it? One moment you're on top of the world, feeling invincible, and the next you're questioning everything you thought you knew. But here's the kicker. It's not always the big dramatic events that throw us off course. Sometimes it's the people we let into our lives who can make or break our journey to success and happiness. Now, I'm not talking about the obvious villains you see in movies. No, the real danger often comes from those who wear a mask of normalcy, hiding their true nature behind a facade of friendliness or charm. These are the individuals who can slowly but surely erode your confidence, drain your energy, and lead you astray from your goals and dreams. But fear not, my friends, for today we're going to dive deep into a topic that's as crucial as it is often overlooked. We're going to explore the 5 telltale signs that you might be dealing with an evil person. And let me tell you, recognizing these signs could be the difference between living a life of fulfillment and purpose or getting trapped in a cycle of negativity and missed opportunities. So I want you to pay close attention, because what I'm about to share with you could very well be the key to unlocking your true potential and safeguarding your journey to success. Sign number 1, they consistently undermine your self-worth. Now, let me paint you a picture. Imagine you've just achieved something remarkable. Maybe you've landed that promotion you've been eyeing for months, or perhaps you've finally mustered the courage to start that side business you've been dreaming about. You're feeling on top of the world, right? But then along comes this person in your life, and instead of celebrating your success, they find a way to diminish it. Oh, they probably just felt sorry for you. They might say about your promotion. Or, are you sure you're cut out for running a business? It's not as easy as you think. These subtle jabs might seem harmless at first, but let me tell you, they're as dangerous as termites in the foundation of your house. They eat away at your confidence bit by bit until you start doubting yourself at every turn. You see, truly evil people have a knack for making you feel small. They're masters of the backhanded compliment, experts at planting seeds of doubt in your mind, and the worst part, they often do it with a smile, disguising their malice as concern or friendly advice. But here's the thing. Your self-worth is not up for negotiation. It's not something that should be at the mercy of someone else's opinion. Your value as a person, your potential for greatness, these are inherent qualities that no one has the right to diminish. So how do you combat this? First, you need to recognize it for what it is. When someone consistently makes you feel less than, when they always seem to have a criticism ready, whenever you share good news, that's a red flag. That's not friendship. That's not love. And it's certainly not support. Next, you need to build up your internal defenses. Strengthen your self-belief. How? By taking stock of your achievements, no matter how small they might seem. Did you get out of bed this morning when you really didn't feel like it? That's an achievement. Did you make that phone call you've been putting off? Another win in your column. Start Success Journal. Every night before you go to bed, write down 3 things you accomplished that day. They don't have to be earth-shattering. Maybe you drank enough water, or you helped a coworker with a task. The point is to train your mind to focus on your wins, to build a bulletproof vest of self-confidence that can withstand the arrows of negativity others might shoot your way. Remember, the opinion that matters most is the one you have of yourself. Don't let anyone else write your story or define your worth. You are the author of your life, and you get to decide what constitutes success and failure. Moving on to sign number 2. They manipulate your emotions for their gain. Now, this is a tricky one because it often starts so subtly that you might not even notice it happening. It's like a frog in a pot of water. If you throw a frog into boiling water, it'll jump right out. But if you put it in cool water and slowly turn up the heat, it won't realize the danger until it's too late. That's how emotional manipulation works. It starts small. Maybe they guilt trip you into doing something you're not comfortable with. If you really cared about me, you'd do this, they might say. Or perhaps they play the victim card whenever you try to set boundaries. I can't believe you treat me like this after all I've done for you. Before you know it, you find yourself constantly walking on eggshells, always worried about their reactions, always trying to keep them happy at the expense of your own well-being. You become a puppet, and they're pulling all the strings. But here's the harsh truths. Someone who truly cares about you, someone who has your best interests at heart, will never use your emotions as a weapon against you. They won't make you feel guilty for having needs or boundaries. They won't make their happiness your responsibility. So how do you protect yourself from this kind of manipulation? The first step is awareness. Start paying attention to how you feel after interacting with certain people. Do you feel drained, anxious, like you're never good enough? These are all red flags. Next, learn to trust your gut. Humans have an incredible intuition, a built-in alarm system that tells us when something's not right. But too often, we ignore it. We rationalize, we make excuses, we tell ourselves we're overreacting. Stop doing that. If something feels off, it probably is. Practice setting and maintaining boundaries. It might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're not used to it. But remember, boundaries are not walls. They're not meant to keep people out. They're guidelines that teach people how to treat you. And anyone who doesn't respect your boundaries doesn't respect you. Learn to say no without feeling guilty. No is a complete sentence. You don't owe anyone an explanation for taking care of yourself. Your time, your energy, your peace of mind, these are precious resources. Don't let anyone guilt you into squandering them. And most importantly, remember that you are not responsible for anyone else's happiness. You can be kind, you can be supportive, but at the end of the day, each person is in charge of their own emotions. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. Now let's move on to sign number 3. They consistently lie or distort the truth. Honesty, my friends, is the bedrock of any healthy relationship, whether it's personal or professional. Without trust, without the ability to take someone at their word, what do we really have? But an evil person. They view the truth as something flexible, something to be molded and shaped to suit their needs. It might start small. Little white lie here, a slight exaggeration there. Maybe they tell you they're stuck in traffic when really they just forgot about your plans. Or they claim credit for work that wasn't entirely theirs. These might seem like minor infractions, hardly worth noting. But let me tell you, they're just the tip of the iceberg. You see, for truly malevolent individuals, lying is as natural as breathing. They'll create elaborate stories to cover their tracks, gaslight you into questioning your own memories, and manipulate facts to always paint themselves in the best light. And here's the kicker. When confronted with their lies, they'll often double down. They'll accuse you of being paranoid, of not trusting them enough. They might even manage to turn the tables and make you feel guilty for questioning them in the first place. This constant dance with dishonesty can leave you feeling disoriented, unsure of what's real and what's not. It's like trying to build a house on quicksand. No matter how hard you try, you can never find solid ground. So how do you deal with a chronic liar? First and foremost, trust your instincts. If something doesn't add up, if their stories are full of inconsistencies, pay attention to that nagging feeling in your gut. Start keeping a record. It might sound paranoid, but when you're dealing with someone who constantly distorts the truth, having concrete evidence can be a lifesaver. Write down important conversations, keep receipts, save text messages. This isn't about building a case against them. It's about protecting your own sanity. Learn to fact check. If they make a claim that seems off, don't be afraid to verify it independently. This isn't about not trusting them. It's about being diligent and taking responsibility for the information you accept as truth. And perhaps most importantly, don't let them gaslight you. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation where the liar tries to sow seeds of doubt in your mind, making you question your own memory, perception, and sanity. They might say things like, that never happened, or you're just imagining things. Stand firm in your reality. Trust your memories, trust your perceptions. Remember, a relationship without trust is like a car without an engine. It might look good on the outside, but it's not going to take you anywhere. Don't waste your time trying to build something meaningful with someone who sees the truth as optional. Now, let's dive into sign number 4. They lack empathy and show. No remorse. Empathy, my friends, is the glue that holds society together. It's what allows us to connect with others, to understand their pain, to celebrate their joys. It's what makes us human. But for some individuals, this crucial quality is conspicuously absent. An evil person, you see, views the world solely through the lens of their own desires and needs. They're like a black hole, constantly taking, never giving, oblivious to the damage they leave in their wake. You might notice this in small ways at first. Maybe they never ask about your day, or they seem bored or irritated when you share your problems. Perhaps they make jokes at others' expense, unable to understand why anyone would be upset by their harmless fun. But as time goes on, their lack of empathy becomes more apparent and more damaging. They might betray your trust without a second thought, hurt you deeply and show no remorse, or even take pleasure in others' misfortunes. What makes this particularly insidious is that many of these individuals are masters of cognitive empathy. They can read people well, understanding intellectually what others are feeling. But they lack effective empathy, the ability to actually feel what others feel. This makes them dangerous, as they can use their understanding of emotions to manipulate and exploit without being hindered by genuine care for others' well-being. So how do you protect yourself from someone who lacks empathy? First, pay attention to how they treat others, especially those who can't do anything for them. Do they treat waitstaff with respect? Are they kind to children and animals? How do they talk about people when they're not around? Next, notice how they react when you're going through a tough time. Do they offer support, or do they somehow make it about themselves? Do they dismiss your feelings or try to one-up your problems with their own? Be wary of those who never apologize or who apologize without changing their behavior. True remorse leads to change. If someone keeps hurting you in the same ways and offering empty apologies, that's a red flag. Remember, you can't teach empathy to someone who fundamentally lacks it. It's not your job to fix them or to be their moral compass. Your energy is better spent on cultivating relationships with those who can reciprocate your care and concern. And now we come to our fifth and final sign. They have a constant need for control and power. This, my friends, is perhaps the most dangerous trait of all, because for truly evil individuals, control isn't just something they desire, it's something they need, like air or water, and they'll go to almost any lengths to get it. Now, this need for control can manifest in many ways. In a professional setting, they might micromanage every aspect of a project, refusing to delegate or trust others' abilities. They might take credit for others' work or throw colleagues under the bus to make themselves look better. In personal relationships, they might try to dictate who you can see, what you can wear, how you should spend your money. They might use emotional manipulation, guilt-tripping, or even threats to keep you in line. But here's the thing, true power, strength doesn't come from controlling others. It comes from self-mastery, from being in control of your own actions and reactions. Anyone who needs to dominate others to feel powerful is, in reality, deeply insecure. So how do you deal with someone who has an insatiable need for control? First, set clear, non-negotiable boundaries. Make it clear what you will and won't tolerate. And when they inevitably try to push those boundaries, stand firm. Practice assertiveness. Learn to say no without feeling guilty. Remember, you have the right to make your own decisions, to have your own thoughts and feelings. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. Build a support network. Controlling individuals often try to isolate their targets, making them more dependent and easier to manipulate. Don't let this happen. Maintain your relationships with family and friends. Keep lines of communication open with people you trust. And perhaps most importantly, work on building your own sense of self-worth. Because the stronger you are in yourself, the less susceptible you'll be to someone else's attempts to control you. Now, as we wrap up, I want you to remember something crucial. Recognizing these signs is just the first step. The real challenge, the real test of your character comes in how you respond. It's easy to become bitter, to let the actions of evil people jade you against the world. But that, my friends, is letting them win. Instead, use these experiences as fuel for your own growth. Let them teach you about the kind of person you don't want to be, the kind of behavior you won't tolerate. Use your encounters with these toxic individuals as a catalyst to become more empathetic, more honest, more respectful of others' boundaries. Let it drive you to be a force for good in the world, to be the kind of person who lifts others up instead of tearing them down. Remember, you can't control the actions of others, but you have complete control over your own responses. Choose wisely. Choose to be kind even when faced with cruelty. Choose to be honest even when surrounded by lies. Choose to respect others' autonomy even when others try to control you. And most importantly, choose to invest your time and energy in those who reciprocate your positivity, who support your growth, who celebrate your successes. Life is too short and too precious to waste on those who drain you, who dim your light. You see, success isn't just about achieving your goals or making money. True success is about becoming the best version of yourself, about making a positive impact on the world around you. And sometimes that means having the courage to walk away from toxic relationships, to set boundaries, to prioritize your own well-being. So I challenge you today. Take a good hard look at the people in your life. Are they lifting you up or dragging you down? Are they celebrating your successes or undermining your confidence? Are they respecting your boundaries or constantly pushing them? And if you recognize any of these 5 signs we've discussed today, don't ignore them. Don't make excuses. Take action. Whether that means having a difficult conversation, setting firmer boundaries, or in some cases, walking away entirely. Do what you need to do to protect your peace, your dreams, your potential. Because here's the truth. You are capable of incredible things. You have within you the power to achieve your wildest dreams, to make a real difference in this world. But you can't do that if you're constantly battling against people who are trying to hold you back, who are trying to dim your light. So shine bright, my friends. Don't let anyone dull your sparkle. Surround yourself with people who fuel your fire, who push you to be better, who celebrate your uniqueness. These are the people who will help you reach heights you never thought possible. And remember, in the grand tapestry of life, you get to choose the threads you weave with. Choose wisely. Choose people who add color to your life, not those who try to bleach out your vibrancy. As you leave here today, I want you to make a commitment to yourself. Promise that you'll guard your heart, your mind, and your dreams fiercely. Promise that you'll no longer tolerate toxic behavior, no matter how well disguised it might be. Promise that you'll prioritize your own growth and well-being. Because when you do that, when you start valuing yourself and your potential, amazing things start to happen. Doors open, opportunities arise. The right people come into your life at just the right time. You see, the universe has a funny way of responding when you start to truly value yourself. It's like it said, well, if you think you're worth it, then so do I. And suddenly all those dreams that seem so far out of reach start to feel possible. So go forth from here with your eyes wide open, your boundaries firm, and your spirit unbreakable. Don't let the darkness of others extinguish your light. Instead, let it fuel you to shine even brighter. You have greatness within you. You have the power to create, to inspire, to make a real difference in this world. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. Don't let anyone's negativity or attempts to control you hold you back from reaching your full potential. Remember, every day is a new opportunity to choose who you want to be, how you want to live, and who you want in your life. Make those choices count. Make them reflect your highest values, your biggest dreams, your truest self. And as you navigate this journey called life, always keep in mind that the journey you're on is uniquely yours. No one else can walk your path for you. No one else can fulfill your potential. That's your job, and what a glorious job it is. But every morning when you wake up, you have a choice. You can choose to let the negativity of others drag you down, or you can choose to rise above it. You can choose to let fear hold you back, or you can choose to be courageous and take that first step towards your dreams. You can choose to settle for less than you deserve, or you can choose to demand the best from yourself and others. And let me tell you, my friends, those choices, those seemingly small decisions you make every day, they add up. They compound. They create the life you're living right now, and they're shaping the life you'll be living 5, 10, 20 years from now. So choose wisely. Choose with intention. Choose with the understanding that every decision, every action is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. What kind of masterpiece do you want to create? Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but what if I've already let toxic people into my life? What if I've already made poor choices? Is it too late for me? And to that I sang, it's never too late, never. As long as you're breathing, as long as you have the ability to make choices, you have the power to change your life. Today, right now, in this very moment, you can decide to make a change. You can decide to stop tolerating toxic behavior. You can decide to start valuing yourself. You can decide to pursue your dreams with everything you've got. Remember, success leaves clues. Look at any successful person in any field, and you'll find that they've had to deal with toxic people, with setbacks, with doubts. But what sets them apart is their refusal to let these obstacles define them or derail their journey. We understand a fundamental truth. You become like the 5 people you spend the most time with, so they choose their inner circle wisely. They surround themselves with people who inspire them, who challenge them to be better, who support their dreams. And that's exactly what I'm challenging you to do today. Take a good, hard look at your inner circle. Are these people pushing you to grow, or are they holding you back? Are they celebrating your successes, or are they trying to dim your light? Are they respecting your boundaries, or are they constantly trying to push them? If you find that some of the people closest to you are displaying the signs we've discussed today, if they're undermining your self-worth, manipulating your emotions, consistently lying, lacking empathy, or trying to control you. Now, I'm not saying you need to cut people out of your life at the drop of a hat. Relationships are complex and people can change. But what I am saying is that you need to prioritize your own growth, your own well-being, your own success. Sometimes that might mean having difficult conversations. It might mean setting firmer boundaries. And yes, in some cases, it might mean walking away from relationships that no longer serve you. But here's the beautiful thing. When you start to value yourself, when you start to demand more from your relationships, you create space for the right people to come into your life. People who will lift you up instead of tearing you down. People who will celebrate your successes as if they were their own. People who will push you to be the best version of yourself. And let me tell you, when you surround yourself with these kinds of people, magic happens. Your confidence soars. Your creativity flourishes. Your productivity skyrockets. Suddenly, those big, audacious goals that once seemed impossible start to feel within reach. Because here's the truth. You are capable of so much more than you realize. You have within you the potential to achieve greatness, to make a real difference in this world. But you can't do it alone. You need the right people in your corner, cheering you on, picking you up when you fall, challenging you to reach higher. So as we wrap up today, I want to leave you with a challenge. Over the next week, I want you to pay close attention to how you feel after interacting with the people in your life. Do you feel energized or drained, inspired or discouraged, valued or diminished? Make a list of the people who consistently make you feel good, who push you to be better, who support your dreams. These are your allies on your journey to success. Nurture these relationships. Invest time and energy in. Let these people know how much you appreciate their positive influence in your life. And for those who consistently make you feel less than, who drain your energy, who try to hold you back, it's time to make some decisions. Can these relationships be improved with honest communication and firmer boundaries? Or is it time to start creating some distance? Remember, you are the architect of your life. You get to decide who has a place in it and who doesn't. You get to decide what kind of treatment you'll accept and what you won't. You get to decide how you'll spend your time and energy. So choose wisely, my friends. Choose to surround yourself with people who believe in you, even when you doubt yourself. Choose to spend your time with those who see your potential and push you to reach it. Choose to build relationships that are based on mutual respect, trust, and support. Because when you do that, when you create an environment that nurtures your growth and supports your dreams, there's no limit to what you can achieve. You'll find yourself accomplishing things you never thought possible. You'll discover strengths you didn't know you had. You'll make an impact on the world in ways you can't even imagine right now. And isn't that what life is all about? Isn't that why we're here? To grow, to learn, to push our limits, to see just how far we can go, to leave this world a little better than we found it? So go forth from here with your eyes wide open and your heart full of determination. Be vigilant against those who would try to dim your light, but don't let their darkness make you bitter. Instead, let it fuel your resolve to shine even brighter. Be kind, but don't let others mistake your kindness for weakness. Be open to love, but don't let others take advantage of your big heart. Be generous with your time and energy, but not at the expense of your own dreams and goals. Remember, you are worthy of respect, of love, of success. You deserve relationships that lift you up, not tear you down. You deserve to be surrounded by people who believe in you, who support your dreams, who celebrate your successes. And most importantly, remember that the most important relationship you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. So be kind to yourself, believe in yourself, push yourself to grow, but also learn to appreciate how far you've come. As you leave here today, I want you to make a promise to yourself. Promise that from this day forward, you'll guard your heart, your mind, and your dreams fiercely. Promise that you'll no longer tolerate toxic behavior, no matter how well disguised it might be. Promise that you'll prioritize your own growth and well-being. Because when you do that, when you start truly valuing yourself and your potential, incredible things start to happen. Doors open, opportunities arise, the right people come into your life at just the right time. You see, the universe has a funny way of responding when you start to truly value yourself. It's like it says, well, if you think you're worth it, then so do I. And suddenly, all those dreams that seem so far out of reach start to feel possible. So go out there and shine, my friends. Don't let anyone dull your sparkle. Don't let anyone convince you that you're not capable of achieving greatness, because you are. You have within you everything you need to create an extraordinary life. Remember, success is not just about achieving your goals or making money. True success is about becoming the best version of yourself, about making a positive impact on the world around you. And sometimes that means having the courage to walk away from toxic relationships, to set boundaries, to prioritize your own well-being. As you go forward from here, keep your eyes open for those 5 signs we discussed. Be vigilant, be discerning, but also be compassionate. Remember that hurt people often hurt people. But that doesn't mean you have to stick around and be their punching bag. You have a purpose to fulfill, a unique contribution to make to this world. Don't let anyone or anything hold you back from that. You are stronger than you know, more capable than you realize, and infinitely more valuable than anyone who tries to make you feel small. So stand tall, speak your truth, chase your dreams, and surround yourself with people who will stand with you, speak truth to you, and cheer you on as you chase those dreams. Because at the end of the day, life is too short and too precious to waste on people who don't appreciate you, who don't support you, who don't bring out the best in you. You deserve better. You are worthy of better. And as you leave here today, I want you to carry that knowledge with you. Let it be the fuel that drives you forward, the shield that protects you from negativity, the light that guides you towards your best self. Remember, every day is a new opportunity to choose who you want to be, how you want to live, and who you want in your life. Make those choices count. Make them reflect your highest values, your biggest dreams, your truest. The journey ahead won't always be easy. There will be challenges, there will be setbacks, there will be days when you question everything. But know this, you have within you the strength to overcome any obstacle, the resilience to bounce back from any setback, the wisdom to learn from every experience. So go forth with courage, with determination, with hope. Your best days are ahead of you. Your greatest achievements are yet to come. And the world is waiting for the unique gift that only you can give. Thank you for your time, for your attention, for your willingness to grow and learn. Now go out there and show the world what you're made of. The stage is yours. The spotlight is on. It's your time to shine. Remember, life is not a dress rehearsal. This is the real deal. So make it count, make it matter, make it magnificent. Thank you, and God bless.